Hi and good morning, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your Tuesday morning to join me. I really appreciate it. Happy Taco Tuesday. You feel me? As if it's an appropriate thing to say, because your boy here is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I definitely eat a lot of tacos. So we might eat some today, in fact. I'm thawing some ground beef that we had purchased a couple of weeks ago. You guys realize that groceries are so expensive, like it's almost unbelievable, but like it's true. $11 for a pound of ground beef. And so I hope that you guys are doing really well. You feel me? I appreciate you guys every single time you roll through on my channel. It's all a part of a bigger plan that we have later on down the road to just bring you guys the best content imaginable. You feel me? Something far better than just some middle aged man talking to himself on his broken phone in his room. So I look forward to that. I'm not sure how it's going to happen. You feel me? But it'll happen. So I want to talk this morning about. Okay, so first, I gotta say that it's quite empowering to be single. All right, being on your like lonesome, being dolo, going solo. These are concepts that not a lot of us get to experience. And I feel like for my single people out there, you feel me, and moreover, the people who choose to be single and remain, their best mental self as it concerns again, the recognition that there's a difference between being lonely and being alone, and why some people, like myself, choose to just, like, no one's waking up next to me. You feel me? I woke up right next to where I rolled over and then started shooting this video. So that's kind of just how empowering it can be. Now, some of the negative things about being single are just to get it out of the way. Obviously, the inability to have any kind of physical interaction and or just the kind of social slash physical interaction that is required of human beings to provide to one another. Again, given that the circumstances are all appropriate, right? And so, all right, let's talk about three reasons why I like to be single. And the first reason is friends. Okay, so I have learned that because I'm not divorced. I may not have the best track record with my inability to maintain a relationship. So I want to talk about that, right? I want to talk about why your boy here has been unwilling to commit and or like why I choose to be single and why I again, so like friends. So friends, what are these guys? Friends are I feel like friends vary in your life. I feel like you're first introduced to your friends, a group of people that you may or may not communicate with over the course of your life. Obviously, when you're a young person, you go to school, you make friends. Most young Americans now move. I had the privilege of staying in the exact same feeder school district as, forever. So, despite how many times I physically moved or my family physically moved, I always remained within the same school system. And it was a public school system, obviously. Because, yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I did attend a public school. And so, friends, again, in that time in your life, it's different. You feel me? It's a different kind of social umbrella. You go, and I feel like people have got more disconnected over time. I feel like friendships, again, just through each generation, are inherently different. The kind of friends that we make, the kinds of friends that we think we have, our IRL friends compared to our digital self. And I feel like a part of being single is understanding that, like, I'd rather choose to just not have to worry about, like, friends in that all my friends seem to it's like if you're not all doing the same thing, you're not like a part of the same club, right? So like when you have friends and you're young and you get married and you have kids and stuff, or you get married twice, or you've never been married, or you have multiple children from different, and, whatever the circumstances are, right? It's like the modern era, but I feel like just in and of itself, single people only hang out with single people often, right? And I choose to be single because, well, like friends, that I make are mostly like single people now. Obviously, I don't make too many friends with like unsingle people, seeing as though like I feel like friends that make friends that are with other couples and stuff. I mean, whatever it is you do, right? Some couples swing openly. Some people, have D&D battles. Other people do WoW, whatever it is, the role play stuff. They host magical card conventions, whatever it is, right? It's just sort of like we make different friends over the course of our lives. And I choose to be single because I want to leave that door open. Like I've learned that I enjoy making different kinds of friends, and I enjoy not having to worry about judgment as it concerns like who my friends are, or like who I choose to make new friends with. And I think that's a big part, a negative part of being in a relationship, is that you're constantly encouraged to not make friends, because everyone's jealous. Like, why are you talking to that guy? Who you talking to? Who's that girl? Where are you going? Like all of these very petty things, right? These are petty things. Things that, again, like I just choose not to participate in, because why would I want to participate in that? Like, I don't like that constriction. I don't like having to tell another grown adult, like, hey, I met a friend, this random dude in the line at the gas station, we're going bowling. That's the type of person that I am, and that's why I have such a wide variety of friends, and I feel like being that kind of person, it works for you, and it doesn't, right? Because in that same time, it's kind of like being in the guys club and you meet a girl and you completely forget about the guy. Once you have a partner or you're with somebody, then your group of friends inevitably changes, right? It just does. How many of you couples out there are begging to hang out with the single person that, again, just doesn't have a lot in common with you? You feel me? Like, for the simple reason that the people in a relationship have to sacrifice things for one another, while the person that's single has to sacrifice nothing for anyone and can make friends with whoever they want to make friends with, and to feel empowered in doing so. And I feel like both of those categories have different benefits, and I just choose to not have some random person in my life proclaiming to me who my friends can or cannot be. Like so that's a big part of why I choose to be single, is obviously so friendships. Another reason why I choose to be single is gossip. So the thing is that like when you're with somebody, you feel me, like depending on that other person or whatever, it's just like this constant gossip cycle. Like I've yet to meet a woman who's able to fulfill me intellectually and not just physically, right? And like that's the other thing, is like I want substance. I'm looking for something that like is real. I want to make a genuine connection. And so I just feel like anytime that somebody is single, some of these things, it's just I don't like the restriction of the person telling me who I can or cannot be friends with. And then I don't like the idea that people like get jealous over like the simplest of things, And so I don't know. I just feel like I did completely forget what I was talking about. Listen, you guys are awesome. I feel like, you know, when you're a middle-aged single person, you get a lot of hate, a lot of shade thrown your way, and like it's just a friendly reminder that like people choose to be single, and I feel like other people get mad, like they genuinely hate you for not wanting to be with them, for not wanting to, like be their best selves. Like I think that's like fundamentally a big part of what understanding why relationships do and do not work, is because simply sometimes they're just not meant to, and like oftentimes the person that, like, again, in my own personal life, I just feel like the gossip part, that second part, other than the friendship part, is really killer to relationships because, again, it's like, why it's you're projecting, what is it, it's an echo chamber, right? So like when you're alone, you have time to think about information and to disseminate and to gather your opinion, and you don't have anybody in your ear, you don't have a bias, right? You're not trying to seek to please anybody else other than yourself, right or wrong. Again, there's categories to this stuff. If you choose to just be about yourself, I feel like in and of itself, that requires a whole lot more fortitude than it does having somebody to actively and openly gossip with. Again, like, I got my phone now. I live in 2025. I'll just stream all day. Right? Like, I'm an introvert as it concerns like gossip. You feel me? Like, I mean, sometimes it's fun, whatever, but then like I just would rather not have gossip be a part of my daily life. And I feel like when you're in a relationship and two people bring their groups of friends together, and that's just a part of, again, sacrifice. I feel like the people that have successful relationships understand how to successfully make sacrifices, and they understand that they are sacrifices, and nobody's asking anybody to thank them for anything that isn't actually being done. But there are people who try to live, in these fake little bubbles that proclaim all of these things but are completely unhappy. They cheat on their partners, they talk to other people. Again, like, so how fun can gossip be when oftentimes you're the pun of the joke? Again, because when things are going good, they're going good, but the moment they're not, those friends become an issue. The gossip becomes an issue. And now, lastly, I want to talk about how, when people choose to be single, how unbelievably difficult it is to not, completely just like break down and just be like grumpy and all to yourself and just go to your job and come home and do your thing. Single people, like, it's tough because you have to live with yourself. Again, that's something that you don't have. You have the convenience of being in a relationship is that you wake up the next morning next to somebody and you are yourself, of course. Let's not get weird here. But you're a different kind of yourself. You're a kind of yourself that's adapted to a situation that is not the same as if you wake up every single day on your own without the support of there being somebody right next to you. That's difficult. That's tough. Again, like, and what's even more tough is, again, having a successful relationship, not some kind of embodiment of a successful relationship, not some kind of pandering, some kind of like make you feel good because, you're my partner, and if I don't make you feel good, then you're going to leave me type of thing. Like, my job in life is to not make you feel good. And that's an unfortunate truth, like, about partners and relationships. I got to take care of myself. If I'm not happy and if I'm not my best self, how can I possibly be good to anybody around me, including my partner? That's what I'm saying. So like, we all have different ways of thinking, and it all produces different results. I mean, again, I have nothing. You feel me? As far as like gossip goes, and friends go, and just my reasoning for being single and how tough it is. Like, I I have nobody to come to bat for me. You feel me? I have no significant other. Like, I obviously choose to be vocal about my situations, and again, like, I don't have the luxury. I'm not a serial relationship person. I don't just jump in and out of relationships, and if I do, it's on some adult hookup consenting kind of stuff. You feel me? It ain't like leading you on or being a part of your life. Like, the last woman that I was with did that to me, and it absolutely broke my heart because she was having an affair with other people. Okay? So the world is a crazy place. Well, all what I didn't know. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being in a relationship with somebody who is actively having an affairs with married people, all while you just think you're their only person. Like, again, nobody's perfect. Like, I don't, again, in retrospect, I don't care. I don't hate that woman. Let her do her thing, you feel me? I just wasn't a part of that whole situation because that's not who I am. So, again, like, if you're single out there, I understand more than anyone how difficult it can be. And what I mean by single, I mean single. I mean no booty calls, no hookups, no bestie, no weird ugly friend that's a part of your circle because they're the like, again, and I don't mean just physically. I mean just like personality wise too, right? We all have those ugly friends. You know who I'm talking about. But those ugly friends, right? Who have had terrible lives but try to come up to bat for you when in fact they're awful people. And these are the kinds of moochers in life, you feel me? It's like kind of like people that put up ads on GoFundMe for help on their rent, all while they live with their parents, that type of stuff, you feel me? So like all I'm saying is that we're all different, you feel me? And it's really important that we recognize that we all have different problems, you feel me? And yeah, we could sit here and point them out all day, you feel me? We could call people out all day on their problems, and that does nothing except, I feel like, make the person who's making these statements look super cringe, right? Because again, like, what's the point? I feel like talking about nothing, and or moreover talking about why I choose to be single, that's something. That's something. Ironically, that's something. Okay? We just spent 17 minutes making an entire speech up about something that I feel pretty passionately about. And as a 37-year-old person, I want to be clear with everybody. You feel me? Like, your boy here ain't on no dating app. Your boy here ain't try, like, again, I'm single. I have been for a long time. I have friends. That I have platonic friendships in my life. That's what I'm riding with. Most of my friends are single. My best friend is single. Again, like, these are the very, very basic common things like that, bring people together and stuff. And so I feel like we all pick and choose. I choose to be single because of the friends, because of the gossip, and because of how difficult it is. Again, I like a challenge, and it is a new and unexpected challenge every single day to go out there in the world on your own and try to be a productive person. Again, because it's a lot easier when you got mama a call away. It's a lot easier when you got, a nice little bank account to go back to. It's a lot easier when you have a partner to come to. You feel me? Like, all of these different things. So keep that in mind if you can. You know what I mean? Because, like, you have to be able to process that intellectually. So if you're unable to process those things, you don't have the capacity to do that, then, like, I strongly recommend, some alone time, or not, because oftentimes the people who are in relationship after relationship or just constantly needing to be with somebody are the people who can't be alone because they don't love themselves. They don't know what to do with themselves. I have the opposite problem. I love myself. I just can't figure out who to find that is equally and is intellectually in love with themselves, right? So that I can get their best self. That's what I want. I want a woman to give me their best self, all while not requiring me to do anything for them other than being there as a partner in a relationship to make our lives better. So, like, yeah, your boy here's looking for some adult time, and I will patiently wait until that happens. Maybe it'll never happen. At this point, I don't care. What I do care about is maintaining some semblance of empowering individual independence. And again, we all make our own decisions, right? Because even if you're with somebody, that's a gamble. And you don't know if you're going to be with that person tomorrow or the next week. You may plan on it, but you never know what happens. This is just life. And so I just feel like investing that much into somebody else requires two people to be just in sync 100 all the time, and that's real rare. because oftentimes we're just convincing ourselves like of why we want to be with this person, or what makes this person special to us, or why we need to keep being in their lives because we don't want to get a job, or we don't, again, all of these different things, and that's just the way that it is. I hope that you guys have a really good day. Thank you for watching my show, and I hope that I don't know that if you're single out there, you enjoy it, and if you're with a partner out there, you recognize all of the different sacrifices you make to be with that person, and whether or not you are true in that, or you're just another actor, you're just saving face, because again, there's a difference between being authentic and inauthentic in a relationship or by yourself. So, I'm Albert. This is Vlogs About Nothing. You guys have a really good day. Bye.